I'm conducting a life experiment to see if you can build a completely alternative life. And I'm the guinea pig. My dream life is to start weird businesses all around the world. From tiki bars in Antigua to safaris in South Africa. Success means that each business earns hundreds of thousands of pounds, all whilst traveling the world. The catch? I have absolutely no clue how to do this. Only 10 weeks left before I'm out of money. And the irony is, I absolutely hate creating content. So I hired James. Alright, mate! You may recognise him from the Hardest Geezers Project Africa team. So is this alternative life even possible? Can you make loads of money whilst also travelling the world? Let's find out. Ow! In this episode, week 2 of trying to generate £10,000 for a tech app Udo continues. I land my second lucrative deal in a week, and we go behind enemy lines to support England in the Euro 2024 final. Vamos!
Me and Joey were saying yesterday, Ross, how we both feel like we can learn a little bit from you, giving less of a f*** about things.
Okay, nice. You mean, I know what you mean.
To the housemate thing.
In my mind, she shut the door because she was incredibly angry with us for being disrespectful. And then I felt bad. That's what goes through my mind when those things happen.
Me too.
But for you, it was like, oh, no, it's not a problem at all. This is what we want to learn, Ross.
Okay.
In my opinion, we were right about reading the situation, but Ross was right in terms of just looking after himself and going, I don't really care.
Yeah, it's fine.
Did you always not really give a f***?
Ever since 2028, that's a lie. Ever since I was 28, I split with my girlfriend of 7 years. We went travelling prior, then we came back, and I was like, I'm gonna go work in France now for a ski season. And I stumbled across this article online called The Ultimate Guide to Not Giving a F***. I read everything on it and I was like, this is really interesting. And I committed to it for the next 6 months, and then everything changed. There's one thing in it that stood out, which is about kind of disconnecting what you see and what you think, and realising that what you see controls your brain a lot. You can actually sever that connection. What you see will kind of feed information back to you, but then you can completely ignore it. I don't have a negative inner monologue now at all. It's just not there.
Really?
It's really good.
Following James and I sitting down for breakfast with my business partner Ross, myself and Ross walked back into the apartment to begin planning our busy day creating content for Udo, but I received unexpected, yet potentially project-saving news. Just got our next deal in, 2.5 G's a month with a fantastic company, and the reason I'm so buzzing about this one is because I approached them. I used their tool. I think it's fucking amazing. So I said to them, can we do a deal? I'd love to talk about your product to my audience. Now, I wish I was in a position where I wouldn't have to ask, but no, I have no money. I'm running out of money and I need some money. So we've constructed what I perceive to be a great deal and they perceive to be a great deal. And I'm going to be building loads of business plans on this tool. We're in business. After the news of a Joey Speed and a mystery AI software collaboration verbally agreed, it was time for the whole team to make our way over to the beach with the mission of filming viral short-form content for Udo to market our app designed for chronic procrastinators to get shit done.
Can you tell the people what we have in mind, content-wise, Joey, for Udo?
We're going to piggyback. There's a Spain-England final on Sunday by seeing who can do the most keepy-uppies in Barcelona on the beach. So we're going to go up to them and say, how many keepy-uppies can you do?
Eight, 9, 10!
After Ross had warmed himself up, it was time to see what the people of Barcelona could do.
How many keepy-uppies can you do?
About 18.
20.
9, 30?
Maybe, yeah.
10?
16.
You know what you're saying?
Yeah, I just copy what you do.
Please do not ask them for their names.
I'm not going to ask them for their names. What's your name? Philip.
Philip, Ross. Nice to meet you, Phil.
Let's ramp it up, mate. Let's get a lot more.
Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11,
12, 13, 14,
15, 16, 17.
18, 19, 20.
Good morning, Joey.
Good morning, James.
You've just told me a little surprise and thought I'd whip out this big camera of mine.
Well, I simply don't have the money to be spending eating out every meal like I have been so far. So I decided to go to Aldi and did a food shop for the week. I thought, what better way to celebrate a really good week than some steak and eggs?
How are you in the kitchen? Pretty handy?
Some say that I'm a younger Heston Blumenthal.
Do you ever say fire? Is that in your
As in
vocabulary?
my cooking is fire.
Yeah.
I don't think I can pull it off.
Why didn't you say my cooking is lit?
No.
And then maybe when you say lit, like, it's lit. No?
I won't say that.
Okay.
This green stuff is basically the salad from a leftover ramen, and it's a really good piece that brings it all together, to be fair. It's very nice. I mean, the steak's massively overcooked. That's my fault, but it's also the fault of these stupid Halberton pans, which are just shit. But anyway, my best meal so far. Subsequent to an overcooked thin slice of cow saved by the umami taste of an East Asian salad, I readied myself for the day by heading over to a recommended local Barcelona-based barber's to get a quick shape-up.
Fucking hell, man. For fuck's sake, stupid fucking idiot. Look like a fucking army soldier about to be deployed. How hard can it be when I go, I want it like that, not like that, and then he goes immediately up like that? I think I have to shake it all off. Get this fucking camera out of my face.
Joey, you're saying you wanted to have a really good day today. Can you explain why the day has perhaps not lived up to your expectations as we were having some steak and eggs this morning?
Went to book all the stuff for the next projects. The flights have like nearly doubled in price from when I made the budget, but because of cash flow I thought no, I won't buy the flights until later. So that's blown out the budget. Then in terms of if we want to keep it in budget, we then have to reduce the time that we're there, and that puts a massive stress on actually doing the project that we're there to do.
Right.
The airlines, I even refreshed halfway through a search and it had gone up by like 30% within that one refresh of changing one day.
What else has happened in your terrible day today, Joey?
Worked out I have to pay £700 fine to an Italian car rental company because my sister filled up with diesel as opposed to petrol, which is very embarrassing because I didn't think that we'd done anything wrong, so I went back threatening them with a legal suit just to find out that their claims are absolutely correct. So now I'm gonna have to go back to them. Sorry guys, I got this one wrong. Not my sister's fault, to be fair, because the guy that was filling up the petrol told her it was diesel, so it's some other f***er's fault.
Maybe it's all connected.
Bad things happen in threes, and good things happen in threes.
So that means
There's gonna be three good things.
yeah, you're going to be in a purple patch
This
after
is
this.
the other thing.
Oh, 4 then.
As I was getting my haircut,
breaks your rule,
Ross
doesn't
texts me, ask the ads guy to look at the see if they're working properly. There's no change in traffic for the past 24 hours. There should be a noticeable surge. It's been 24 hours. We've spent £1.39 on ads. Like, we've got to be patient here. It's just... Hoping that I miraculously stumble across a magical four-leaf clover, I prayed that my bad fortunes would take a turn for the better. So, I made my way over to Ross's house where we had a quick discussion about our strategy for sponsoring influencers for our app Udo, but nonetheless today was a stressful one. So me and the boys decided we'd paint the town a sangria red to let my brand new shitty hair down for the night.
Sangria! Want a sangria, boy?
Salud!
Sweet Lord Jesus Christ.
How do you think the week's gone overall?
Better than the first week. Obviously, food poisoning wasn't ideal, like wiping out pretty much a full day. From a business perspective, a very good week for us because got the contract in principle agreed with 2 different companies, the deal with Ross and then the deal with the business planning software. Those 2 deals will bring in around about 4.5k a month, which provides about 50% stability in terms of like the cost that we have as a business.
Yeah.
But they're not done yet. There's still the most difficult part, which is actually getting the signature, even though you've agreed on a contract. So we'll see. But if we can get those done by early part of next week, the revenue will fall into this month, which is the really big cash flow thing for me. I also think like this is really difficult. And this is why it's going to take some time to learn. Is a lot of what we do is boring, and it's trying to find that blend of the life, which is fun, and the fact that a lot of the time you just have to do pretty boring work, which is just on a laptop. That's this business. So like in future projects, which are going to be much more physical, it'll be quite different, but it's trying to find that right blend between showing the reality of what you're doing, because it isn't all just going out to the beach doing keepy uppies for content. A lot of it is sending cold emails and editing videos and creating strategies or networks. And you do that all from a laptop, which is ultimately really boring, but it's the reality of it.
What do you feel, now you've had a couple of weeks, generally about Barcelona?
I think it's a cool city, but I wouldn't choose to live here. I don't think it feels very Spanish. Most of the people I see, I feel like are tourists.
And expats?
Yeah, and I like the authentic and local side to places. That's what I loved so much about certain areas of Colombia. The parts I really disliked, like Poblado in Medellin, I didn't like it because it was just full of tourists. It was catered towards tourists, and it loses that sense of realness. But I think it's nice being next to the beach. That part's really cool. I think the architecture's awesome. But yeah, it's not a place I would come to live in. But I mean, gracias.
Gracias.
It's hard to describe how tiring it is thinking all day.
Yeah.
I know it sounds like really stupid, but it's not like a 9 to 5 where you finish work and you stop thinking about it. From the moment I wake up to the moment I go to bed, I'm thinking about what could we be doing that's going to get us better.
Because there's no signing out of work, is there?
No, it's just literally in my head. Like, when you see me just sat on the sofa and it looks like I'm not doing anything, I'm thinking about scenarios and options, and it's really, really draining. So when you get to the point where you've like finished the actual task that you need to do on the day, you don't actually switch off. You just go into just thinking mode and not doing mode. The other point of that is budgets have changed with me having a different role with Ross. Things are actually all happening at the pace they should be happening, if not a little bit quicker, to be honest. It just feels really, really slow in business. You don't have that instant gratification that you get in other things. And the aim of the game is to be patient.
After James and I recapped our second and most successful week of the project thus far, we energetically bowled down to the park with an added bop in our steps by proxy of the copious quantity of carbs in our bellies. We were hopeful, yet nervous, about the Euros final between Spain and, of course, our beloved England. We discussed our predictions of the match over an ice-cold beverage. Lovely.
We're in the park 5 hours before kickoff. Get the final predictions in. What do you think, James?
I think if we're getting to drawing by 75th minute, I'll be a very happy boy, because I feel like we've got chilly players to come off the bench, got some depth in there that can come on and change the game. That is my want. However, I do see us conceding. I think we're going to go 1-0 down. 1-1 after normal time. I think it's going to go to extra time, and I think England are going to win 2-1 in extra time.
I think it's either going to be 0-0 and we score like a 90th minute winner, because that's been the story of the tournament, or it's going to be 2-2. It'll be a final like Argentina, France in the World Cup. And I can see it going to penalties, and I can see us banishing the demons forevermore. Southgate on his knees. Saka redeemed.
Here he is.
The #1 England fan in the world has arrived. Right, what's your score prediction, Ross?
3-2 England. Oh. Yeah, right.
In the wake of our lofty 3 lines predictions, we reluctantly set off to our spots for the night. A German beer keller. Regardless of the venue lacking significantly in English culture, the people and the alcohol filled that void. I may have attempted and failed to do an interview in Spanish. However, I was too excited to care, so it was over to the boys in white to bring it home. Even though our boys gave it absolutely everything out there, the Spanish were unfortunately too strong for us on the night, winning 2-1. Football didn't come home this time, but like the Lightning Seed said back in 1996, we still believe. In the next episode, I attempt to sign another sponsorship for my next project in Antigua. My quest to find the best pan of chocolate in Barcelona resumes, and Ross and I look to supercharge UD sales through one massive deal.
It's like mince pies. It tastes like Christmas, the best time of the year.